Three guys sitting in a dark room that smells like bad cucumbers.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Inconceivable!
Now featuring 11 listeners.
This is the Unique Geek.
Engage.
You slimy scumbag, get on your face and give me 25.
This is the Unique Geek.
And welcome to another edition of 50 Days of Dragon Con, the podcast that is almost out of steam in 2024. And joining me, as always, is Lee.
Hey, John. And I'm also out of steam for 2024, but we still got September, October, November, and December to get through. I don't like those odds, John. Make that fix that.
Yeah, I was only referring to Dragon Con, but
yes,
but the podcast in general. But yeah, even 2024, I think I'm done.
Yeah, we're done.
I'm done.
I probably got enough Christmas.
Let's get through Labor Day weekend, and then
let's
just call it New Year's.
I like that idea. But I wanted to say this yesterday when we were talking with Regina, but I don't know if I did or not, so I'm going to say it again. People wonder how they can know which guests have canceled if they can't find something on the app. Usually they'll say their name will be gone from the app as a guest. Mm-hmm. But if you go to featured guests in DragonCon, it's people to see, and you'll see guests, featured guests, all that. You go by featured guests. All the way down at the bottom of there, it'll have the list of who has canceled. And Danny Trejo, as of today, as we record this, on August 25th, has not canceled.
Was that all the way just to let everyone know that Danny Trejo is still going as of
recording?
Okay.
And it's me knowing and everything else.
It's more your list of people that you're just keeping a close eye on. Is that what we're saying?
Yes. No, of course not. I wouldn't do anything just for me. that would be wrong. That would be wrong, John. Would you ever hear me do that?
Mm-mm.
You know, because if I did things just for me, I would always have front row seating at DragonCon. I would always get to skip every line I wanted to.
Yeah, without abandon. That's how it always works.
Without abandon. And I would have the Deadpools carry me around all the time. But, you know, that's not how it works at DragonCon. And we have Todd and Tasha here to tell us, actually, how Disability Services makes that. And just, here we go. And if you've heard Todd now before, I will at some point laugh so hard I'll have to go pee. I just want to let y'all know. So if the screen goes blank and you're listening.
No pressure, Todd.
No pressure, Todd.
Okay, because I already heard about your secret about Danny Trejo.
I'm so excited about Danny. That's wrong. I don't need to be up there, John. There we go. Okay.
There you go.
So, Todd, I want y'all to, first of all, introduce yourselves. How long you've been going to DragonCon, and why did you start coming to DragonCon? Which is a good thing. But.
Well, I am what they refer to as the second in Disability Services. I've been doing that volunteer job at DragonCon for over 15 years now. It struck me that it was that long when in packing for this year's con, I got my lanyard out that has all of the badges.
The 5, 10, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I didn't do it. I didn't save the first year badge. I didn't realize I was supposed to. So I know that on that list, I got to add one.
And you actually have the floppy parts. I gotcha.
How I got into it. People that have been going to DragonCon before me convinced me to try it. And I was amazed. I was amazed. It was a thing about there was always something to do. There was always somewhere to go. And in doing that and needing to get reasonable accommodations for myself, because I'm a person with a disability, I learned about disability services. I liked what they did so much. I joined the team and spent 4 years as a ballroom captain, which is why this year I brought Tasha, who is our ballroom captain in the Marriott.
Okay, good to know.
So you're up next, Tasha.
Okay, so Tasha, how about you?
So I am what you call a tiny bit of a Dragon Con legacy. My
Ah.
parents were directors of computer gaming back in the early 2000s. And obviously, when you have little kids, that makes it a little bit hard. So after my brother was born, they stopped going for a while. But when I turned 16, we started doing small conventions, anime weekends, stuff like that as a family.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I want to go to Dragon Con. So my mom and dad were like, okay, you can go with your grandparents, because my grandmother is also a longtime panelist for the costuming track.
Oh, really?
So that is
Oh.
3 generations right there.
Yep.
Your grandmother, your parents, and you. Oh, wow.
He's a
Okay.
NepoCon goer.
Yep.
That doesn't sound right.
So when I went the first couple of years, because I was 16, literally about to turn 17 because I have a September birthday, and then 18. And after that, I decided that I kind of wanted to volunteer. And in my family, all of us are very neurodiverse and different stuff going on. So I've had a lot of experience with disabilities of all different kinds. And I decided that I kind of wanted to give back and join
right.
disability services, and they really liked me.
They liked me. They really,
Oh.
really liked me. Oh, Todd.
I
You
think
were
that's
nice
probably
to her,
pretty easy
weren't
to
you,
do.
Todd?
It's all about her unbridled enthusiasm.
Yes. Well, that's good. Please have that, because you'll need that over the 5 days or 6 or however many you there.
That's right.
Yeah, you will. Okay. So, Todd, we're going to start with you. What, because you're the second overall of disability services, and then we'll go to Tasha. But, Todd, what is disability services exactly?
Disability Services is the department of Dragon Con where you go when you need a reasonable accommodation because of your disability in order to be able to equally enjoy Dragon Con. I make Lee laugh every year when I say this because it's absolutely true. Remember that our job in disability services is to provide you with the same low level of service that every other Dragon Con attendee can expect. It's not my job to create something special for you, but it is my job to level the playing field so that you can have an equal opportunity to participate as everybody else.
And usually he adds, and be as miserable or as happy as everyone else, but
Correct.
usually miserable because you got to stand in line
Correct.
and stuff like that. But yes, okay. That's disability services. Yes.
Now we do that in a number of ways,
Mm-hmm.
right? And primarily it's about if you need an accommodation, you got to come and see us at our spot in the Cortland, right near badge pickup as it's convenient. You're going to talk to us about what you need, and then we're going to give you a sticker. And I'm going to let Tasha describe the stickers because she's been studying.
Ooh.
The Padawan has learned.
Yeah. So, Tasha, what is a ballroom? Did you say ballroom captain or?
Yes. Yeah. So.
And then explain the stickers. We have to know about the stickers.
And we have to know.
And the stickers. Okay. So there's a hierarchy, as there typically is in different departments. We have our director, our admiral, Sherry. Mm-hmm. We have Todd, who is our lovely second.
Aww.
And then we also have Shannon, who technically would be classed as a third. She is just slightly above us captains. The captains are the ones who run the day-to-day stuff in the ballroom. We're the ones who get the ballroom set up with all of those wheelchair cutouts in the seats, put up all those little pieces of paper on the chairs, marking them for our folks, that kind of stuff.
The hotel doesn't do that.
No, the hotel doesn't.
No.
It's volunteers at Dragon Con.
Todd's too good for that.
Honestly, I never thought about that. I thought that the hotel was doing that. All my years, I never thought that it would have to be a Dragon Con person doing that.
Nope, that's us.
Oh, wow.
So, and
the hotel puts out the chairs. It's
the hotel puts out the chairs.
Everything else, but
But you have to actually configure the room to how you want it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so that it is ADA compliant.
Gotcha. It still seems like that should be something the hotel should be able to do as well. But anyway, I mean, isn't it their hotel that needs to be? Anyway.
Private event, John.
Getting contracts. Yeah. So that's what the captain does, and then I assume organizes as people need accommodation, making sure that they're accommodated appropriately and with, as Todd says, with a level
The
playing field.
correct stickers, indeed.
Yeah.
So we have a number of stickers. The first one I'll go over is the most common one that we end up giving out, which is called Celior, or seat in line, end of row. It gives you a spot in that little seating area outside the ballrooms. I'm sure that you guys have probably seen them, that area with chairs that's a little bit roped off. That's so that our folks with mobility issues or who just need a quiet spot outside of the hustle and bustle, to not feel quite so claustrophobic, can have a spot where they're not going to have any issues.
Mhm.
And then in the ballroom, they also are put at the end of row, which gives them an easy access to the exit in case they need to leave super suddenly for some reason.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
And so how do you determine when someone with that particular sticker goes in and what row that they go into?
So it is very much like the regular line. It is going
Mhm.
to be as much first come, first serve as we can do.
Mhm.
We will typically call it up in order of how we need people brought in. So obviously our sightlines people, the people who need to be in the very front row to see the
Right.
interpreter and everything, come in first so that we can fill that front row first.
Mhm.
Typically it's only going to be a handful of people. Sometimes for bigger panels it's more, but that is what sightlines is for. It's so that people can have a sightline to the ASL interpreter.
Yeah.
Then after that, we typically seat proximity, which is for people with visual impairments or slight audio impairments who need to be able to see a screen or a speaker, which is different from needing to see the interpreter. You understand that difference so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Because for people who haven't gone to Dragon Con, in the really big ballrooms, they will have really big screens hanging from the ceiling. So even if you're in row, I don't know how many they start with, but let's say row 30 is the first row of the second level, you can be in that level and see the screen. And so you
Super
see
clearly.
exactly who is up there talking. Yeah. You can see it perfectly, actually. Yeah.
Also, for proximity are those people that need to have a specific seat in a ballroom so that the sound can be balanced for them. We get a lot of those people. Some folks with hearing aids, if you get too close to a speaker, that's
It's
a
going to
problem
send
for
the
them.
feedback and it's going to be
Yeah.
annoying.
Very loud.
So proximity is for those folks that need to pick that seat that means something to them.
Mhm.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tasha.
And then, like I said, seat in line, end of row is the next one that we typically do. We also have wheelchair access, which is very similar to seat in line, end of row, but it is specifically to have a spot with one of our little wheelchair cutouts or scooter cutouts.
Mhm.
Very good.
Now,
Very good.
now Tasha forgets that she's our Marriott Ballroom captain. Marriott Ballroom has a unique item in our seating area because of where the seat in line end of row seats are in comparison to the disabled entrance where we want people to enter to be seated. She participates in the always present wall of no, which is why our wheelchair locations are actually seated first in the wall of no, because in the Marriott, there are doors that they want you to use to exit, and there are doors that they do not want you to use to exit. Right? Safety outside is very specific about where they want the path to go when the room empties, and when the room fills again, the entrance is from the back of the room. So to assist them, we bring the wheelchair folks in right before the end of the previous panel, and we park them across the doors that they don't want anybody to use.
Smart.
Right? Which
Yeah.
means that when the room is empty, they're already inside the room and we can direct them quickly to their assigned wheelchair seat.
Right. And
Right.
the wheelchair seats, as I remember, they're kind of spread out throughout. There's just a cutout where a chair and or scooter could fit. So I think a lot of people are like, oh, if I'm in a wheelchair, I get special seating. You get wheelchair seating, so your chair can be there, but it's not that. Yeah,
we give you the same experience everybody else
gets.
Yeah.
That should be y'all's t-shirt at some point. You get exactly what everybody else gets.
And that was sort of my question I was leading towards in the the answer I was leading towards in my previous question, which is that it's not like it's some sort of VIP access or anything like that. It is, first come, first serve. And also we have to have, there also has to be space accommodated, that's there for you. If like, everyone showed up in wheelchairs, well, there's not enough wheelchair spots for that. So, these are all the things that happen. So, that's kind of what I was getting at is
there are, for example, there are line caps in the disability seating area, just like there's a line cap for the general seating, right? So we really need people to plan ahead in order to be at the places where they need to be in order to get into their panels.
If we have a super big panel, like I'll take last year, The Hobbits, for example.
Three of them are coming back
Yes, 3 of them are coming back. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. Yes.
We give out tickets, okay, to mark that this person has a spot in the room. It is basically our way of making the line. Once we give out X number of tickets, that is it. We have maxed out the number of spots that we have allotted. And just like the regular admittance, where there are room capacities, we've reached our capacity.
Right. And the other thing I want to make sure everybody knows is if you need somebody with you, that's fine, but it's one person with you.
Yes.
One person, but I will not divide families with minor children.
Of
right.
course.
So
kids
for the record,
stay with parents and adult
That's right.
units. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So it's not somebody going in taking 5 of their friends. It's somebody going in taking their partner, friend, whatever, minion. And then, I love minions. I used to work with them. And then coming in and with the kids. Of course, you're not going to split up families. We're not the airlines that are so mean like that. So, okay.
Anyway.
So now, what was that?
Nothing. Valencia says good to know about the reference tickets.
Yes. And another thing about those, we do start our line 30 minutes before the regular line because we typically start loading our people a little bit earlier than the other line. Once the panel ends, we're starting to load our people, and then the regular line gets let in. So our line starts a bit earlier. That is one thing that people also need to realize. We will be making announcements and everything for all of that.
So that's that's sort of a little bit of a different rule than like for regular line starting, correct?
Regular lines don't start until an hour before the panel begins. Right. Our line starts an hour before our loading time starts.
There. Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Which also happens to be about a half an hour before that.
Yeah.
Correct. Right.
Give take.
Because for those people following schedules, because I know Leah, being a track dragger, follows hers religiously.
I'm not a track dragger anymore. Don't.
She's retired.
I retired from being a track dragger.
But if you say it out loud, they'll come back and find you again.
Yeah.
When you used to be a track director,
I gotcha. Yeah.
You would know that there was a half hour between the emptying of a room for panel 1 and the beginning of panel 2. So, guys, they give us pretty much 5 to 6 minutes. Minutes to load everyone in our area. So it's a Dragon Con miracle every panel that gets successfully loaded.
Well, I just found this over at my desk, and it's got like a little bell on it. I have no idea why I have this, but I'm like, it's a Dragon Con miracle. Whee!
It's a Dragon Con. It's a
no
Dragon
idea
Con
why I
miracle
had
every
this.
panel. Now,
Well,
um,
Off camera, your husband brought you drugs. You said that they weren't any fun drugs. Are you
Oh.
sure, Lee? I'm beginning to question
they're
what's going on
I
down
wish
there.
they
in
were
the
fun
little-
drugs. I
But
wish they were the
we've-
fun drugs. Yeah.
All right.
we've technically forgotten one sticker.
Oh,
Which
Now,
one did we forget, Tasha?
Uh-oh.
that
Tasha, you're on the
sticker-
spot.
no, I just hadn't gotten to it yet. Okay, leave me
Yeah.
alone.
All right.
The other sticker is a medical sticker. This is one that just has a
Ooh.
nice little medical Red Cross symbol that is then blank on the back that we can have somebody Sharpie in any information that they feel is important for EMTs or medical professionals at the con to know if something happens. For if instance somebody has epilepsy, they can write where their emergency medication is on their person or something like that, so that if something happens, there are things that they want people to be able to know.
Now,
and those are very important. I think that's a great
yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
It's
we
very similar
encourage
to
you,
a
by the
medical
way-
alert bracelet.
idea. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
We encourage you, by the way, if you have anything like that, to get a medical bracelet in addition to your disability bracelet. However, that wasn't the sticker to which I referred.
Oh, there's another sticker?
This is the same. This is the same one you forgot last time. You want to try again?
Okay, yes, because you guys are very specific about who handles them. So, there is also SSD, which is Safe Space for Service Dogs.
Oh.
This is going to be specifically for service dog handlers. They get given one of those along with their little green tag or whatever to put on the service animal's leash. And that just makes sure that they can have a spot where their animal is going to not be in the way of traffic. So similar to seat in line, but slightly different because this one will be specifically in a spot that will be away from the majority of foot traffic when rooms are loading or unloading.
Oh, gotcha.
And folks, remember something. These animals are working. They're doing their job. They have their little vestas on and everything else. And just because the Hilton lets patrons bring dogs does not mean that you, as a Hilton hotel room holder, can then bring your cute little Chihuahua into the room. There are limits on what is a service dog. So
Service animals must
yes.
be either dogs or miniature horses that are specifically trained to perform a task to assist a person with a disability. Now, when we give you the Safe Space for Service Animal sticker, it's also going to come with a little tag that Tasha talked about that's going to go on the harness or leash or something relating to the dog, so that Dragon Con staff know not to bother you about the screening for your service animal, because we will ask the only two questions you're allowed to ask.
Can I do it?
Go ahead. What are the questions? What are the questions?
Is this a service animal? And what tasks are they trained to perform?
Excellent.
I also happen to be a dog trainer.
Oh, good job. I love my little weird Chihuahua Terrier dog. But I will tell you right now, he is only trained to know when food is out. And if I try, he would bark and yip and make everybody crazy because he is not a service animal. He has not been trained to be a service animal. And there is training.
So I need people to know, if you've got a service dog, come to us, get your sticker and get your dog identified so that you can go through the rest of the convention without people approaching you asking you the questions. Because if you don't,
right,
Dragon Con staff are trained when they don't see the marker to approach you to ask you the questions.
Right.
Because we want to make sure that all of our bestest boys and girls are safe. And if there is an untrained dog in a non-pet friendly space, that is dangerous for both
Everyone,
the service animal and the handler and just everybody around.
Yes, no, and that's why I wanted to bring up the Hilton. I'm not saying you can't be in the Hilton and have a service dog. I believe you can, and you probably do. I'm just saying, just because the Hilton allows you to bring a dog and you pay the vet fee, doesn't mean you can go anywhere in the Hilton with that dog unless you've talked to disability services or
Emotional support bantha. I love that.
Brandon wants to bring his emotional support bantha, which Todd, I believe he's allowed to bring.
Yeah. You just got to leave them in your room. So you got to make sure there's plenty of water and a place for him to go catch stuff so he can eat.
Right.
Same with any loath cats or let's see, what other fandom animals can I think of off the bat?
Lion cat. You don't
Yes.
want lion cat as a no. That is not an emotional support animal. Even Lassie technically
the con-sweet smelled bad on the outside.
And just like Lee, I am still waiting for my first service miniature horse.
And I know people, if they read what I wrote for this, was that, and we get to talk about ponies. It is miniature horse, but I like to call them ponies. But it's a miniature horse that is like ready for this. Like they have the thingy on their tushy and they have everything else. So I can't wait to see a miniature horse. I get to fly somewhere probably in about 6 months. I am going to see if they have emotional support or if they have service horses on the plane because I just, And peacocks, do you know about this one? Peacocks are not a service animal. They're oh no, you can't bring those on planes anymore.
You know why service animals are dogs and miniature horses now? Because it used to be before 2008, they could be any common pet, right? That was trained for a service. The reason why they got limited to dogs and miniature horses was because of things that would happen on planes, like someone would bring a 200-pound pot-bellied pig on a plane. I think it was between like San Francisco and Denver. It had never flown before. It freaked out. It got itself caught like in the galley of the airplane, and it was pretty much disruptive for the entire flight. Right?
That's a long flight, by the way.
And that is where the phrase "when pigs fly" came from.
Fly. Well, and when pigs fly, they fly first class because that's where he got stuck. We have.
I bet they were furious. Oh my god!
The emotional support pigs get all the media attention because locally we had one here that was Ham on the Run. That was the headline in the newspaper. Yeah, because the pig was named Ham Solo. You really just can't.
Sometimes you can't make these up. You can't.
Sometimes it just writes itself.
Sometimes that's sad. And that's why I love to talk about the miniature horses, because I do want to see one. I love miniature horses. I've been around miniature horses and ponies and horses. But oh boy. And by the way, unless they're trained as a service animal, all of those animals bite and kick and it hurts. So just FYI, if you're ever around any of those animals that are not trained to be so. Okay, sorry, I'll stop now.
All right. So,
I
also want to make sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. You first.
This is your show.
Well,
I just appear on it.
Yeah, well, and you're wonderful, but okay. So you said you have to come. It's the disability services is in the Sheraton on the same floor where registration is. It's really good.
Sorry, Cortland
Grand, formerly known as the Sheraton.
Yes, yeah.
Cortland Grand, formerly known. I'm never going to get that right until it becomes another name, and then I'll call it the Cortland Grand.
Well, that's assuming that it stays a host hotel after this year's issues.
Oh, I didn't even hear about those. Ooh, I got to go read. But as I was saying, you sometimes have a second space where people could go if it is really even difficult to get down to the Cortland Grand.
Yeah.
So where is that space, and when does it start?
If you already have your badge, right? Very important to remember. If you already have your badge and you're not approving a service animal, you can come see us at the Marriott, where we're grouped in with the Eternals, right?
Okay.
And we're there Thursday and Friday. And then after that, any of our ballroom captains in the ballroom can do an emergency assessment and give you a sticker. Because we all know, and if you guys are out here listening to this, it could happen to you too, but I hope not. You get brave and you say, I got everything under control. I got everything I need. I got my rollator. I got everything I need. I don't need disability services. I know exactly what I'm doing and exactly where I'm going. And you get up Saturday morning and your get up and go has got up and left. So
that entire thing of
instead,
when I'm fine becomes, oh, I'm not fine.
I'm supposed to be fine, but
right. Here's the thing. We want to help you the minute you decide that help is necessary. So that's why you can come to the Cortland anytime during the weekend. You can come to the Marriott and see a ballroom captain. You can see me or any of my people. I walk around with stickers and see folks. If they see you're having a problem in the Walk of Fame, right, they might help you, right? So think about what it is that you might need and plan ahead. I'm a big fan of that. As a wheelchair user, if I don't figure out how much energy I've got to go from point A to point B and I run out in the middle, I'm going to be asking for help. You've seen some of those ramps, especially on the sky bridges between like the Marriott and the Hyatt.
I don't know
Imagine having
how who at HR approved these?
Oh, because they were built probably pre any of this. And so it's now just been trying to fix as we can.
Exactly.
And also at the Sheraton, I'm sorry, Cortland Grand. If I say it 3 times, maybe I'll learn.
Again, she still uses Yahoo to do her internet searches. Go on.
I do not shush. Okay. But yeah, I would laugh at that too, Tasha.
It's because she's still using Netscape as a browser.
You do that? No, I'm not.
Oh,
please, no. No, I'm not. I'm on Chrome just like everybody else, unless you're on Safari, which I'm so sorry for you. Okay, I had something there. Oh, rentals are in the Sheraton. So if you've rented a scooter or rented a wheelchair, it's in the bottom of the Sheraton. I want to give my own personal experience with this. My husband had knee surgery many a year ago, pre-COVID, and he went to disability services and it was great. They got him, he got wheelchair access. It was all perfectly fine. And I said, are you sure you don't want a motorized wheelchair or a scooter? He's like, nah, I can push this. It'll be fine. I'm not going to go there. By Saturday, and this is when it started Thursday night, by Saturday, he was like, I really should have listened to you. I'm like, yeah, I've just been doing this for a little bit of time.
Again, that entire thing of, I'm fine. Oh, I'm not
No
fine.
way. Yeah. And usually the rental places have some extras. So things like that, if you need one. But Todd or Tasha, where can people find out which rental service is there?
Well,
is there
we
a
can
spot
tell
for
you.
them to go look? Oh, goody. Okay.
The rental service is Scootaround, right?
That is the official partner that we.
That is the official partner, and you can go to the Scootaround website, right, to make your reservation for a device.
Awesome.
Right. Very important that you do that because, by and large, they're not necessarily gonna take walk-ups. There could be a couple left. Right?
Could be. That's right.
But by Friday, Saturday morning,
they
right?
are not.
Yeah.
What did somebody say about Lee John?
Oh, just pointing out again that everyone should listen to you, especially about Nathan Lane.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Nathan Lane is still my favorite. Hush up, y'all. And I did check today. Nathan Fillion is still on to come to Con 2 for you, Nathan.
But what about Nathan Lane?
Yeah, he's not coming. Damn it. All right, so Todd,
it's because we don't do stuff for period shows. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately.
He just needs to become some kind of like Jedi friend or something on some show. And then,
and then he's eligible.
And then he's eligible. Yeah.
No, back to scooters and wheelchairs.
Yes, back to scooters and wheelchairs.
Yes.
We can get there.
Scoot Around is the
Thank you
official
for
partner.
keeping the show on task, Tasha.
Thank you, Tasha. You're
It's my
doing the
job.
We're
It's
I
not my
told you. I
job.
told
Do I
you.
get paid for this?
Unbridled enthusiasm. I told you.
youthful, unbridled enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm. That's right.
Well,
Good
thank you.
job. Good job.
So, Scoot Around
is the official partner.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
That is not to say that there aren't other rental companies in Atlanta that you can look for and might have some stuff available if Scoot Around is fully booked up. So, do the little googly internet search
Yes.
and see if there's anything available.
And I will tell you, Scoot Around has some of the best rates. I don't know if they give a little bit better rate for Dragon Con or what, but they usually are your best rates. And they're at the hotels. Yay. Awesome. Okay.
Now,
and
let's make sure, folks, when you're talking about mobility devices, right? It's all about planning ahead. So I want to throw in something new that we want to make sure everybody knows about.
The America Smart.
America Smart. Anybody who likes to go to gaming, anybody who likes to go to dealers and buy things, right? You know that you're going to go to America Smart, and there's a particular door that they want you to enter. And for years now, we've been saying, I don't like that door. Me as a wheelchair user, I don't like it. Right? Run the risk of like tipping your chair over.
On a busy Atlanta street. And for those of us with mobility issues, i.e. with balance, we don't like it either because it's just not.
So what we want you to know is that there's an option for that. Right? We really want people with disabilities to use the accessible entrance in building 3. Now, in order to get details about that, you got to come to Disability Services and ask us. Probably by then we'll have a map. I think we're working on something right now.
We are.
But if you're looking at avoiding the crowds, avoiding that space and that entrance, and dealing with all that drama in terms of trying to get into that building, right? We really want you to plan to use building 3. So come and see us when you get your sticker, and we're going to tell you all about it.
Yeah, that is very good advice. Yes.
Probably with a nice little visual map. Hopefully.
Yes, we hope.
John, do you think you
Yes,
could
ma'am.
find the con suite if you had a map?
No, it does not exist in my universe. I'm telling you, it only appears every 10 years.
It's not Brigadoon, John. I promise.
It is. It is my version of Brigadoon. Everyone tells me where it is. I go there. It ain't there. But everyone else swears it's there. So
I've had to hold his hands and take him to it, both of y'all. I'm not joking.
See, and it requires magical assistance for it to appear. It just does. It is a room of requirement sort of level of restriction for me.
So
I know where the
Dragon Con.
I can get
It's a Dragon Con miracle when John finds the con suite.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Whee! There's
Now,
the little fairies walking around with their
Speaking of the con suite, it is not on the first floor, which means it requires typically an elevator.
Yes.
Let's get on to the little subject of elevators and common courtesy, people.
Go for it, John.
Well, so I'll just get my little diatribe, and then I'm sure that plenty of others have some. Just be aware of your surroundings. Full stop. Be aware of the people around you. If you are a fully abled person, you're able to go up 2 levels of stairs, and you're where you got to be is 2 levels. Take the stairs. If you need to go up multiple stories and you see someone that's there that obviously needs assistance or is not going to be able to take stairs or some other way of getting around, maybe think about giving up your spot.
And especially when a Dragon Con staff person asks you to do so.
Yeah.
All right.
And you'll know who they are because they have a lanyard that says volunteer.
And we are some of the people that do that, along with building security. And I can tell you, we've got some of the best fans in the world, man. When they know that there's a problem, they want to help. But every once in a while, we got some people that just aren't paying attention to what's immediately happening around them. Right. So we want to avoid people having crises in the elevators. My favorite is someone manages. It's a standard disability trope at Dragon Con to go up to go down or to down to go up, otherwise known as try and get on whatever elevator has room for you.
Stops. Yeah.
Right. And then the problem is they can't get off where they need to get off because people fill in behind them, or it goes down to the basement and they get off, right, to try and get reoriented, and the door will close before they can get back on again.
Right.
And then they're stuck in the basement of the Hyatt for 2-3 hours.
Right.
Before they can pick up the phone and call somebody to assist them. Some of my Saturday is taken up in dealing with people having elevator crisis. I really need your help, guys. Tell your friends, right? You should be using the stairs and escalators when you can. When you can't, you should be using the elevators. And you should be giving your spots up for people that don't have the choice not to use the stairs or escalators.
And I just want to say, because I just found another one in my desk this is my desk area now, an old Dragon Con badge. And one of the things they'll say there, and I'm trying to find the exact words, but basically, don't be a jerk, because this is a private event and they can pull your badge and ban your name because everything's on computers now. So, and I really would love to find that writing, but it really does. It's not.
And there's cameras everywhere, and they're all out to get you. Oh, sorry.
Isn't rule number one everywhere? Not be a jerk. Like, come on, it's rule number one, people.
We talked about John and I talked about it the other day. We had a friend who died, and he was the epitome of kindness and empathy and just being an all-around amazing person. And so let's be like Joe. Joe was empathetic. Joe was amazing. Joe wanted to help people. Joe also made a heck of a lot of sarcastic remarks, but he did it while he was still helping. So, that works sometimes. He is also Gen X. We're going to make a lot of sarcastic remarks. So do remember that, because I had to, just FYI, anybody trying to do the Matrix guys who try to push people out of the way, I will again kind of tell you to stop. I will also get the people at the top of the elevators, who are usually off-duty police officers, to hold you until I can get there or somebody else can. I'm not official anymore, to say you don't push people out of the way on an escalator, especially if they're holding a baby in their arms. I don't care how good your cosplay is. Sorry, that was my rant. I'll stop now.
Well,
that's all right.
Woo! And ding, 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 ding. Please, time is up.
I'm up. I'm done.
Now, but if you do run into any of these issues with elevators or whatnot, feel free to ping us in the disability questions channel in the Dragon Con server on Discord. Or we have the Dragon Con with Disabilities Facebook group. Or just find the nearest volunteer. They should be able to summon us or help you as well. So there are plenty of ways to ask for help. Please, 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 please do not wait like 4 hours to try to get on an elevator before asking for help. Just
please don't.
Like 15, 20 minutes top, and then either yell at people to get out of your way or call one of us to do it for you if you are one of the shy types. Because trust me, if you want Charlie Morningstar, Ahsoka, or Hawks to come and yell at people, just call me.
There you go. See, all set. You did good, Todd. You did good with this one. I'm very proud of you. You're training your own little minion. Don't you feel so special?
It's all about succession planning.
Right.
Before wait. Oh. Who talked about succession?
No.
When did this come in?
Never say it out loud, Todd. Never say it out loud.
But I also want to say one other thing. Remember something about disabilities. They're not always visual.
Yes.
If you're neurodivergent, it's
example
is our lovely little Tasha here. If you are me, who has a pretty problematic back, which degenerative disc disease that's not getting any better, and has balance issues, or sometimes really does, because the meds that I'm on just don't react well with the greasy Papa John's pizza, I get an end of row sticker. And I go and I follow the whole process. Todd's not giving me a pass. unfortunately. So, but I'm just
Or
saying,
like my
remember,
grandmother who has a pacemaker and cannot be in the heat for that long because otherwise it's not good.
no,
So
and we
just
don't want
because
any. No,
yes, just because somebody looks absolutely fine does not mean that they don't deserve that sticker.
right, exactly. So do remember that because I've had so
And
many people.
and guys, we screen everyone. Every
Mhm.
sticker that ends up on a badge means that they've gone to the Cortland, or they've gone to the Marriott, or they've talked to a disability services staffer. And we've decided, with our multiple hundred years of experience amongst us in terms of living with disabilities, that they are one of our people.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
when you see the sticker, recognize what it means.
Because not just any of us can give out stickers either. We're not just letting like our first year volunteers or anything. You
No.
have to have been handpicked by this man right here. Or
Whichever side
by
he's on.
Wait,
He's
where?
up on me.
Where?
He's up on me. Right
computer. Okay, leave me alone. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
The very, very gray gentleman that's not John. There we go.
yes, not
Yeah,
just anybody can give out those stickers. We
Yeah.
make sure that people get the accommodations that they need.
Right. Right.
That is
And-
final.
And
No
that's
ifs,
final.
ands, or
And
buts.
no, everybody is treated the same, which is you can be just as happy or just as miserable as you want to be. So try not to be miserable. This is DragonCon. It's supposed to be fun. We like these people. We like being
Everybody's
around
so
our
much
friends.
happier if you just roll with it.
Roll, yeah. I have
No,
let
no
that
wheel pun
stuff
intended,
go.
Todd.
No wheel pun intended. I still think, Todd, I should sit on your lap. We could get like a seatbelt.
All right. Out of context theater says,
No, I'm saying like on it. I can ride with him on his wheelchair. Whee! All the way down the hill from the West End to the
All the way
Cortland Grand.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
I want to say
Except
something about that. Going back to the America's Mart real quick too.
Yes.
Just completely able-bodied people making that turn off that, just coming down that hill and turning in sharply into there and trying not to run into everybody else is a disaster just of it in and of itself.
Yeah, the crosswalk
it's-
is awful. Yes.
It's safety for everybody. And while we came up with a solution for people using mobility devices a couple of years ago, we were still like heavily promoting the use of the building to door. Now we're switching that around, and we're saying to folks, you want to be able to get there. You want to be able to get there efficiently. You don't want to have a worry about being able to get in and out. There's an accessible entrance in building 3. We're going to direct you. We're going to make sure that you know where that is and you can get in there and get out.
Right. There we go. That sounds cool. Awesome. Okay. So now, John, your
real
turn.
quick.
Oh, no,
Valencia says, first time I'll be seeing y'all. I finally been given into the idea of coming to disability services. I assume.
Yes, come see us.
Yay!
We're very friendly. We
Yay!
don't
We are
bite
very-
unless you ask.
See, you're looking
No,
at
we
it
don't
like you've
bite
given up.
even. No. We don't bite on duty, Tasha. Todd, did you not teach her that rule?
That's other people.
Oh, that's
You gotta
other people's
remember.
job. Okay.
Hey, see, but consent. Okay, if consent
It is about
given,
consent, but still
Yeah.
after duty hours.
fine.
But guys,
No.
when you're thinking about whether or not you need disability services, don't think about giving up and giving in and then finally coming to see us, right? We welcome you because we want you to get accommodated so that you can have the experience at DragonCon that you like. So don't look at it like giving up.
Mm-mm. And it's
We're
not.
just another group of
Evening
people
the
you haven't
playing
met
field.
yet.
You're just evening the
right.
playing field.
That's my job.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Speaking
All
of
right,
evening the playing field, we like to play a game with our guests when they're here. If you look in the private chat, you'll see a code for jackbox.tv. Head over to jackbox.tv on either a separate tab on your browser or on your phone, either one, or some other
2
device.
or whatever. Yeah.
And as soon as we've got you guys in, we will share that code with our audience and let them join too real quick.
And I know we've said it a lot of times, but Todd, where can they find disability services, the major hub for disability services?
You can find us in the
Old Sheridan.
I think it's the base. I think it's the basement level or
It
the
is the
bottom
basement.
level of the Cortland Grand.
There you go.
And for those of you that haven't have been coming to DriveCon for a long time and don't know what the Cortland Grand is, that would be the Sheridan, which was previously, I don't know, something else. No, I think it's just Sheridan.
Previously something else.
I think it was a Hilton Place or something.
For like a
honestly.
brief second.
Yeah, that was many years ago. So hey, whatever.
All right, I've unhidden the code. It's TDRJ for those of you that are in the audience. In which I'll give you just a minute or so to do this.
I always love
People
that
jumping
when
in.
we do this, and we don't have to explain what Jackbox is. It's just so nice. Because I had to try to explain Jackbox to my mother today.
Wow, look at this crowd coming in.
I'm telling you.
I mean, come on. Jackbox is so fun. It's very demure, very mindful.
It is.
Awesome.
Oh, John, yeah. Did you set the family thing? It's
Yeah,
not
I did.
mindful,
I did,
and
but
that was funny. But no.
I keep hearing this thing, and I guess I'm not supposed to know what anybody is talking about because I'm too old at this point.
Oh, you mean my Gen Z tendencies?
Excuse
Oh, come
me.
on.
I have,
Gen Z is very demure, very mindful. Leave us alone.
Yeah, that's right. Look, I'm just telling you, we can live on Pop-Tarts and popcorn. All y'all
Look,
other ones are in trouble.
Tasha, you just not only did you just refer to yourself, but your entire generation as demure. I happen to know a disability services staffer who is sitting in his house right now saying, "Challenge accepted."
Oh,
Oh,
no.
oh, no.
No. If you're like, Squid, if you're listening, this wasn't a...
Squid? Is that who we have to apologize to? Squid? She didn't mean it that way.
But
really?
see, Squid isn't Gen Z. Squid isn't Gen Z.
You
all right,
sure
before
about
you
that?
before you bury yourself anymore, I'm going to go ahead and start the game.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes, that's probably a better idea. And we'll be quiet. Cannot hear anything, John.
You can't hear anything?
Not a thing.
Nope.
Might want to pause.
I can't pause anything.
Because it's not coming up on my screen either.
I have it on my screen, but there's no sound.
Yeah, do it on your screen, folks, for right now.
Oh, let me just double check something here. Do you hear it now?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Your
Awesome.
answers are being paired off into one-on-one matchups. Then it's time to sidle up to the prediction table.
I don't know if mine
On
got
your
in.
device, see one of the upcoming matches for this bracket. If you can pick the answer that will get the most votes, you'll earn some sweet, sweet moolah.
Okay, it's the awesomest thing for a
Oh,
fortune
and
teller.
don't forget, if you don't think your own answer has a chance of victory, you can still grab some cash by predicting the correct winner.
Okay, awesomest thing for a fortune teller to see in a crystal ball when gazing into your future.
Time's running out.
I also found a raid stick.
Step away from the prediction table. It's time to dive into our first bracket.
All right, awesomest thing to a fortune teller to see in a fortune. Ugh.
Oh boy. Use your device to vote on which you think deserves to win.
The awesomest thing for a fortune teller to see in a crystal ball when gazing into your future, World War III somehow was averted, or
Just running out
the
the
lottery
clock
numbers. World War III is winning 7-2 currently.
That's really sad.
Like,
That's what we want to
Well,
hear.
but it's better than the alternative.
I know, but I hadn't thought about that in a really long
any
Right,
prediction winners
in a
just made
while,
a
but-
killing. Moving on to our next matchup. Oh, it doesn't get more contentious than this.
Awesomest thing for a fortune teller to see in a crystal ball when gazing into the future is eternal membership for Dragon Con or T1000's
lead
killing
keeps
everyone.
changing
Killing everyone.
I don't know how that would be awesome.
Winning
Over
6 to
before it's
3.
done.
With the T1000s. I'm a little confused.
Two heavyweights went back and forth, but there can only be one victor.
Eternal membership for Dragon Con wins.
Flawless victory.
Let's see what's happening over on the other side of the bracket.
Oh, another Dragon Con Eternal membership or money. Smiley face. Awesomest thing for a fortune teller to see in a crystal ball while
The
gazing
struggle is
into
real.
it for your future. Dragon Con Eternal membership or money. Money
This
is
one's
currently
going down.
inching out Dragon Con membership by
That battle gave me whiplash.
Money, money, money. Must be funny.
What an upset.
Makes the world go. Sorry, Tasha and I are having way too much fun with that answer.
It's time to round out the bracket with this vicious matchup.
Eternal badge.
Everybody
price
apparently
drop.
loves eternal memberships.
Or free Eternal memberships. Everybody
Actually-
wants one.
Actually, it would be great if you could like say, okay, I was born this year. How much were eternal memberships at that point? And then be able to buy it at that price.
Free Eternal
The
membership
butter's
wins.
on the biscuit.
The butter's on. What?
I think free eternal membership is going to go up against free eternal membership.
Very likely.
Before we get on to round two, it's time to make another prediction.
The awesomest thing for a fortune teller to see in a crystal ball while gazing into your future. The matches are being sent to the contestants' phones or devices, and they are
I think
depending on which
I
one they
think I'm
think
doing
will
this
win.
wrong. What is the key for this?
I think it's a.
Whatever answer you like.
I don't know because I'm not looking at it. I don't look at the screen.
It basically just says choose one of these two out of whatever's going on right now, and it's usually not always the one you sent. It sometimes isn't always the one you did.
I'm
That's
clicking and I'm
time
not
at the
getting
predictions
anything.
table.
There we go.
Let's jump back to our bracket for round two.
Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong tab.
I
That's
can't
why.
believe I'm saying this.
WW3 somehow was averted, or eternal membership for Dragon Con. Currently, in a surprise,
I am on the
World War
edge of
III
my
is winning.
seat.
6
It's
to 3.
5-3 right now. 6-3.
5 Yes.
Just
7 to
running out
3.
the clock now.
Well, eternal
8 to
membership
2.
go down for the count.
That victory will not require a recount, but
World
I'm not
War
allowed to talk
III
about
being a-
politics.
Being averted somehow
One.
beats out eternal membership.
Ta-da.
I mean, the way I see it, if World War III happens, then
Terminal.
everything goes boom, and there is no more Dragon Con. So
Well, I mean,
Oh, hush. Don't say that.
so awesomest thing for fortune teller to see in a crystal ball while
The first
gazing into
batch
your
of votes
future.
are here.
What was that?
Nothing. It was
money
jackpot.
or free eternal membership. Free eternal membership is currently winning 5 to 4.
It's anyone's game.
With money you could buy a membership.
That is true.
For Sweet Nothings in My Ear, we have a winner.
Free eternal membership. A bunch of people bid on that.
And now the final face-off.
So
What
now,
is the awesomest thing for a fortune teller to see in your future?
as sort of a rematch, we have
This is
free eternal membership versus World War III somehow being averted. Oh, okay. All right. People are being all serious, taking it very
Now
seriously.
everybody's all
World War
serious.
III somehow
Yeah.
being
A
averted.
real tug of war.
That is a
When-
really good answer. I gotta go with it.
8-2.
We have
8 to
our
2.
first winner.
Serious people.
That was Chris Whittle.
Hi, Chris. Of course you won.
Wow, what a bracket. Let's see how the scores shook out.
Chris is in first. I think that's
Is
I don't know
TAS
what
number
TRA
3?
is, and it's Tasha is in third place, right?
It's time to
Way to
block
go.
the
Yay.
bracket.
Don't
We
know.
start with just the category. Write any two words and place and or ampersand between them. Enter your answers now.
So like Tom and Jerry or Fresh and Imprints. No.
Biscuits and butter. I'm trying to think of one. Oh.
What's the end sign? Tango in Cash. Did Tango and Cash have an ampersand in the actual title? Or was that am I just Tango? Yeah, and yeah, it did. It was an ampersand in between there. So it was that Tango ampersand Cash. Waiting on
I
Chris.
got my answer in this time. Yay.
Who's
Come
in
on,
the lead
Chris.
currently?
He's writing a really long answer.
Brandon is bra.
Time's running out.
PRA.
Brah. I like it, Brandon.
Let's see what this bracket is really about. Coolest pro wrestling move.
Oh, no.
The coolest pro wrestling move is the actual category. Brandon points out that they're bra. I guess I said that. Sean even had to vote against their own idea. And Zan wants to warn us, Gen Z is lulling us into a false sense of security. Do not fall for it.
The predictions are in. First,
coolest pro wrestling move. The peanut butter and jelly, the bed and breakfast, the Barnes and Noble, or the Susie and the Banshees. The peanut butter and jelly.
An upset in the making.
Off the top buckle, he's pulling the peanut butter jelly.
This one could be decided by a single
Climbing the
vote.
cage. It's a Susie and the Banshees.
Wow, too close to call.
Oh, no.
Open your device as fast as you can to cheer for your answer.
Peanut butter and jelly and Susie and the Banshees are currently in a tie. Bed and breakfast got a couple of consolation points. And the winner is somebody. Peanut butter and
The
jelly.
tie has broken. I'm going to miss the tie times.
Okay, peanut butter
Our
and jelly.
next matchup.
Heart and soul, hoof and mouth, the mile and high, or Larry and Balky. The coolest pro wrestling
No one
move.
thought it would be this close.
What would the Larry and Balky be? Be like it has to be like
And
someone
showdown.
whipping the other one around or something.
Yep.
That was a real nail biter.
I'm going to need to leave in a minute, guys.
Okay.
Oh,
My apologies.
Same.
Well, thank you for both being on before you go. I understand.
Why don't we see what's going on the
Hey,
other
this has
side
been
of the bracket?
absolutely amazing, and thank you guys for having
Good
us.
job.
Thank you so much.
And we will remind everybody where you are.
Yes. Cortland Grand.
It's really
Come
going
find us.
forth.
I am very loud, and I will probably be yelling at people to direct traffic, so you can't miss us.
This one
And I hate to tell y'all,
Good
she's
job.
short and she's got short hair. Or I think she's short.
All
But
right.
I'm the gray one and she's the very, very brunette one.
I have shoulder
Well, I'm-
length hair. So,
Yeah, I'm
but yes,
very
I am
loud, too.
short.
This some chips, cat and mouse, mac and cheese,
It's time to
and
round out the bracket with this
M&Ms.
vicious matchup.
Bye,
And
Tasha.
next
Thank
is the
you.
one. Bye, Tasha. I will finish up the game here. Rizzoli and Isles, the swag and seek, the apple pie, or apple and pie, excuse me, or the puppy and kitty. Swag and seek is
This
running
one's
away with it
looking
now.
over.
That is
9 to
actually, I
nothing.
like that idea as a wrestling move, though. That's a really cool name.
The swag and seek wrestling move.
Swag and Seek. Yes.
I somehow believe it involves a wedgie.
Before
Possibly.
we get on to round two, it's time
Or,
for
you know,
another prediction.
Punching.
All right, we'll have to wait. We'll have to pause for a second here while Tasha and Todd, who had to run, I guess we're in a little long with them. Apologize.
And yeah,
Yeah.
oops. One of the other things I really quickly want to say, I am trying to find the person who's putting the Dragon Con quilt together.
Time's running out.
Email 50days@theuniquegeek.com.
That's 50
Oh,
DAYS.
prediction table time
At
is up.
The
Let's jump back to our bracket for round two.
Unique Geek.
Oh,
Okay,
Lord.
coolest pro wrestling
Both of
move: the
these
peanut butter and
answers
jelly,
barely
or the
made it
Larry
past
and
the first round,
Balky.
and one of them isn't making it to the third round.
Larry and Balky is currently in the lead, 4-3. Now it's tied 4-4 with the peanut
I
butter
am
and
on
jelly.
the edge of my seat.
It's a sandwich move.
Moving into overtime.
Larry and
Show your
Belky
support for your answer by tapping
and
on your
peanut butter and
device
jelly
as
are
fast as you
tied
can.
4-4. And Larry and Belky
That tie went
wins.
bye-bye.
It is now official. If
All
I
right.
choose it and we have a tie off, it's always the other one.
Zan says she knows the person who's making the charity quilt.
Please give them our address.
From these next
Our
two
email.
answers,
Mac and cheese or swag and seek, the coolest pro wrestling move. And she just she's sending it in the messenger. So I don't know why that could have been all said off podcast. Swag and seek is currently winning 6-0.
decisive victory.
And looks like everyone bet on that one to win.
And now we finally
Why
decide
can't I get?
what is the coolest pro wrestling move.
It's between Swag and Seek and the Larry and Balky. Who will have the coolest pro wrestling move? Swag and Seek currently
Clear
is leading
frontrunner.
6-2 over the cousins, Larry and Balky. Perfect strangers? No.
They run
Swaggin'
Perfect
and Seek.
wrestlers. Oh, Swag and Seek wins.
Yes. Because you could swag them like
And that was,
fling 'em, and then
that
seek
was
them.
Let's
Brandon's.
check out that scoreboard.
Swag and Seek was
Way to go, Brandon.
Answer. Brandon's currently in first with Chris in second, and Boo, I don't know who Boo is in third.
Third. Whoever you are, Boo, you're third.
You've all been waiting for.
All right, last
the
round,
triple
folks.
Blind bracket. This bracket will change every single round. Let's start with a category. Name any
Oh
animal.
no.
Does not
Who
have to
knows
be
what
real.
Crazy twists and
Can be
turns
fictional.
This bracket will take.
Can be only made up in your mind. What exactly is a lion? It's a part zebra, part lion?
No, that's
Or
a
is it-
liger.
Or is it a Generation Z lion?
It would have emo hair and smoke a cigarette.
So Scar is what we're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think that would work.
Rating on Boo and Todd. Oh, whoa.
Which-
I guess we're
Time's
going to bring Todd and
running out.
Tasha now anyway. Or
They're not here. Oops. What in the heck is going on with mine?
Let's see what we're dealing with. Would make the coolest animal butler. Time to get in those predictions.
the coolest animal butler. What would make the
All
coolest
cash is doubled
animal
this round,
butler?
so make these choices count.
Again, if you, I guess Sam's going to get you that info on the quilt. But
Yes.
if you want to send us any emails or comments, please send them to 50days at
Time's running out.
theuniquegeek.com. That's 50days at theuniquegeek.
Time's up at the prediction table. Time to get it on.
Woo-hoos.
It's a bracket like this that truly makes this game the sport of kings.
The Phoenix versus the horse. Who would make the coolest animal butler? Phoenix is winning 6-1,
The struggle is real.
7-1.
They can turn that barbecue on really great.
Running out the
'Cause
clock
they can go
now.
burn it and whee, it's all good. But they can only do that once every few
Like-
days. Phoenix.
So Phoenix
88%.
wins. Yeah, there you
Came up
go.
empty. Next up. It's weird that this is my job.
Huts or Bantha? Which would make the coolest animal butler? The Huts or Bantha?
And upset.
Banthas eat you.
But Huts take up a lot of space.
Oh, that's true.
Well, I guess
Well, it
Banthas
seems
do
like
too.
it's
They're not
over
like
before
tiny
it's
either.
Yeah.
Well, Huts are
You will
slimy.
not be
I don't know.
denied.
Bantha's drool. Yeah.
There's cash if you predicted this one.
I did not.
Let's see what tensions are mounting over in the Omega Conference.
Batman's dog or Poop Lion? Who would make the coolest animal butler? Batman's dog or Poop Lion? Currently, Poop Lion is winning 4-2. An ongoing theme here at
No
the
one thought it would be this close.
50 days. 5-3 against Batman's dog.
Only a few seconds left to vote.
Or Poop Lion. Poop Lion is currently winning 5-3, and Poop Lion wins.
Bam!
Are
Money.
you joking? My pen just died?
Who died?
No, my pen just died.
Now,
Oh.
our last two contenders face off.
The Poop Liger or Animal the Muppet?
Voters are
Who
being
would make the
loud and
coolest
clear on
animal
this one.
butler? I mean, come on. Animal is already in the name. Animal the
really?
Muppet or Poop Liger?
This one's looking up.
Oh, Animal the Muppet wins 6-2.
Yakka Yakka winner is back.
75% of the vote. It's like the Powell family's got that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's switch up this bracket.
Uh-oh.
That would be the best CEO of a company.
Oh, Animal that would be the best
Predictions in
CEO of
now.
a company. I know who I'm voting for already.
Are you playing this time?
I am not playing. No.
No,
I know
because you
it's
said
just
who you were going to vote for, and I was like,
Oh, no. I'm just, I can see from the outside. I can see all of you everywhere where you are.
hi.
Time's running out.
Oh, stop that. Oh, but keep doing the other thing, which is living your life, being your best,
That's time on the prediction table.
doing what's right
Back
for
to our
you.
bracket for round two.
Phoenix versus Bantha. Animal that would be the coolest CEO or the best CEO of a company. I mean, I guess coolest versus best are two totally different things, right?
Depends.
Best
The lead
CEO,
keeps changing
Phoenix.
hands.
Phoenix rising from the ashes, getting a 5-3
Get those
count
last second
against the
votes in
Bantha.
now. Back and forth they win.
Phoenix wins with 63% of the vote. It is on fire today.
Ha ha. I see what you did there.
Final, but let's find out
What I
what they'll
do?
face
I
off
don't
against.
understand. Poop Lion versus Animal the Muppet. Which
Oh,
animal will be the best
man.
CEO of a company? This is the one that I knew what I was going to vote for.
Yeah.
And he's currently winning. Animal is tearing up that poop, throwing it around like it's nothing. Animal the Muppet is now 8-0
This one
on the
seems like
Poop
it's over
Lion.
before it's done.
Oh, beating it like a drum.
That kind of domination is illegal in some states.
And John is again voting against
One more change.
their own.
Animal you suspect would give the most touching speech at your wedding. I hope you're ready. And now the definitive matchup.
Animal you suspect would give the most touching speech at your wedding. The Phoenix or Animal the Muppet? Animal the Muppet is, again, just slamming left and right, ringing the bell, ringing the cowbell, banging that drum.
Animal.
Kicking it.
Animal.
Now,
8-0 against Phoenix.
victory.
Winning. Wiping the floor clean with them. That was the Powell family.
Powell
Oh,
family.
Powell coming
Well,
back.
they won.
Serious. No
Hi,
Canadians
Powell
around
family.
to challenge them this season.
Let's
Yeah.
see who won it all.
Powell family.
Chris came in third, Brandon came in second, and the Pals pull it out at the very end with a final score of 5,044 100 to 3,400. Ooh.
Ooh.
Congratulations, Pal family. All right, well, that's going to do it for us today. As soon as I mute this over here, I probably wasn't sending audio to you to begin with. Go on.
And remember, if you need to go to disability services or pick up your scooter or wheelchair you've already rented, that is at the basement level near registration of the Cortland Grand. And on Friday and Saturday, they will have a small group in the Marriott where Eternals pick up their badges. And if you come in on Saturday and can't get there are room captains that can help you in the big ballrooms.
Right. Yeah. And as always, DragonCon information is a pal for you too. There's information stations all over the place. And basically any volunteer from DragonCon can probably get in touch with you. Can get someone to help you, I guess is what I'm just trying to say.
Yes, they can.
So until next time, for Todd, Tasha, Lee, and Lee, I guess. This is John. There's as if there was another fourth person here. And the Poop Lion. This is John saying peace.
And bye.
This was a production of The Unique Geek. Call our comment line at 8133210TUG. That's 81332108884. Email us at thegeeks@theuniquegeek.com or 50days@theuniquegeek.com. Follow The Unique Geek on Facebook and Twitter. This podcast is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike license.
Bye.
Animal.